So the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and the future Bachelor podcast only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity or anything like that. This fun podcast, though, may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor podcast.
Let's start this show. You ready, V?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Hey, what's up, guys?
It's like we went down a slide.
Yeah,
right
a little. What's up, guys? It's Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And this is episode 45. Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty dope.
It is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah,
Honestly, truly.
We're getting back on the show. We got the video rolling. I think with episode 45, we're gonna get the YouTube going back. Initially, I think my biggest problems with it were because we play music on here, and YouTube has all their
copyright. We know.
Yeah, we'll give you the credit, but like some of these songs, sometimes like you can't tell which ones are just gonna remove your whole video or silence you and stuff because of it. So
we're not here trying to steal songs.
So this is my first attempt to try to figure out a loophole to get us on video, so people that want to be able to watch. One of the biggest things that people say is like, I want to be able to watch. I want to
watch you guys,
yeah.
And I'm like, are we that interested?
I mean, it's not like there's. I mean, it's not even.
I mean, I know we're pretty, but
I mean, there's not much to look at, but I guess people want to kind of see like behind, what we're doing here.
We're pretty,
and we do set up time to make a nice little set here, so we might as well have people see it. So, and we always wear pretty dope outfits.
Oh, I mean, obviously, that's the only thing that keeps me alive.
Yeah, exactly. So how is everything going, V? How was your last week? How was your weekend?
Well, I've been continuing to celebrate all these January birthdays.
Okay.
So I had my friend
here for it.
Aaron's birthday this past Friday celebration.
Okay. Aaron?
Shout out to Aaron.
What's up, Aaron?
She was one of the ones that you met in Victory that one time. I was like, wait, my friend Veronica.
Oh, yeah.
With her friend
Damn.
Mackenzie.
Okay.
And then, so we went to Johnny's that night, which like if people not from Atlanta, Johnny's Hideaway is like a known like dance bar situation that usually has like a bunch of cougars.
Yeah.
And like a lot of older dudes.
That's what like everyone when I first moved here, they're like, you need to go to
But like Johnny's. It's so much fun. They play such good music.
That's where I celebrated my 30th birthday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that shit was crazy.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, and then soon after that, Future Bachelor was birthed. So that's pretty cool.
There you know. And then it was also my friend Amy's birthday. Shout out to Amy.
Okay.
And she like rented out like in the Porter Beer Bar in Little 5 Points, like right around the corner from you, pretty much.
Yeah.
She rented out like their little beer cellar, so like you get like they have vintage beers.
Hold on, I won't have anything to say for my weekend.
But yeah,
because that's where I saw you.
Well,
right?
yeah. Well, you met me at. Then we walked over from there to Wrecking Bar.
Oh, that's where we were. Okay, cool. And that's where I showed up.
Yeah, because you had just finished.
Yeah, I just finished my cover. If you guys haven't seen it yet, make sure you check it out. I'm on a kind of a roll here with the covers. I'm
saying wow.
Yeah. I ended up doing a cover of Post Malone's Wow on Saturday, and I just like that was the first time in a day I got that all done, video up and everything. So, I was pretty proud of it. Make sure you check it out. I'm gonna keep these covers going.
It's good. I mean, I love that. I mean, we had Wow as a slapper a couple weeks back, so we, we love
and you
that
had been
song.
mentioning that you've been like listening to that song a lot.
I have. It's a good one.
I pick up on it. I'm like, maybe those. I should like if we're gonna do a slapper of the week, we should just make covers from them, and then do it that way. But yeah, I ended up like locking myself in here for the day, and finally around 10 o'clock, that's when I think I met up with you.
And we had been drinking. I had been drinking like heavy beers.
Yeah, that was a rough night for me.
I mean, not from the alcohol. That's like not really what made it rough. Like
I feel you.
It was like, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't care. I'll say it on the podcast. Like I had a panic attack.
Oh my god, dude! Our V's actually divulging.
I divulge other stuff. What do you mean?
Okay.
Like I think this is like important for me to divulge because like I feel like
I agree.
People deal with this kind of stuff all the time, and like I don't like it to be a stigma. So
that, and I wonder like if you're able to verbally say something out loud, like this podcast has helped me. I mean, we've talked about it, how it's helped me, tremendously with, staying on task. Like if I'm going to say something like, we're going to go on YouTube, like this episode, now we have to because it's on the podcast, So, and with that being said, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want you to go back to what you were talking about. But with the YouTube videos, I think we're going to go live with them on Saturdays. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Let the podcast live for a couple days.
Why the heck not?
And then,
Saturdays
on Saturday
are for the tube.
Yeah, you could just like, wake up and watch us if you're like, whatever. So, but yes, continue. What happened on Saturday?
So like
we don't have to go too far.
Yeah, I was feeling fine and like whatever. Like I honestly wasn't that drunk.
Mm-hmm.
really for me, I wasn't at all. And then I think just like I had been under a lot of, I had a lot of very emotionally exhausting and stressful conversations and things over the past week and a half prior to that. And I think I hadn't been really giving myself the time and space to like decompress from those.
Yeah.
And was kind of internalizing them. And I think once I was drinking, and I think just like a couple other things were happening in the moment that kind of like made me feel uncomfortable, and then like kind of
everything was good, and then I turned my back for like 10 minutes, and then it was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and it's like I couldn't control it. It just like came on, and I just started like hyperventilating, and I got sick, which I don't like. Anybody who knows me knows that like I don't really puke from drinking. Like that's like, unless like because like I'm chronically dehydrated, so like the only times I've like puked from, it's like when I'm like already have a headache, am really dehydrated, and I go and just drink because like I'm an idiot, and then that's the only, and it's usually and then I feel fine because I'm sober. It's more like I just puke, and then I'm like, oh, and my body's just rejecting things that are dehydrating me more. But yeah, so like I just like started hyperventilating and having a panic attack.
Well, luckily I was there, and
you looked out for me. Like, honestly, like, I appreciate you looking out for me. Morgan understood, like, kind of what was happening. So,
I just, are you okay? Like, are you doing better?
I'm fine.
Cool. Those, we all live real lives, that type of stuff is going to come up. And
it was first panic attack of 2019.
Hey, I'm not going to give that any noise sound effect. I don't know what to do. So, it was fun. It was fun. And,
I had a fun time. Like, I'm not going to let that ruin my night, because like that was just it
happens. We all have bad nights.
Yeah. And I still had a great night otherwise.
Yeah, so that was fun. I got to hang out
weekend.
with y'all, and that was pretty much what we did this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm looking forward to this coming weekend. We got the Super Bowl in Atlanta, which is kind of crazy.
It is crazy. Like, I haven't decided, like, because I feel like, I've been celebrating a lot of birthdays and my own and whatever these past couple weekends. Like, I think I'm like gonna like go out maybe Friday or whatever, but I kind of might use like this weekend, because like I'm gonna watch Super Bowl obviously because I like sports.
Yeah.
But I don't know really how invested I am in like doing all the stuff around town with it.
Yeah.
Just because it's just like gonna be so crazy getting around. And
we mentioned before the show that we have to do heavy stickering this weekend with all the people coming in town. Good promotion. If this is a little tip, if you guys are out here in Atlanta, be promoting out there.
Yeah, we are. So
I'm actually, after the show, my friend is going on, like, he's going, what do they call it when, not scaffolding, but he was gonna go like sticker up like all of Atlanta the next 2 nights, and he's like, if anybody wants like me to do their like whatever, so I'm about to go drop off a stack of stickers.
Really?
Yeah,
that's actually really cool.
Yeah, I'll probably throw him some cash too, just be like, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's really cool.
Yeah, so that's going down. But yeah, so Super Bowl is gonna be this weekend. I don't really have any crazy plans.
We'll probably watch it together.
At some point. Yeah. I mean, we're going to do that, and then watch
we've seen each
Bachelor.
other so much this week. It's unreal.
Yeah, I actually, it's become pretty normal. You are my best friend, probably, at the moment. I only hang out with you, so that's cool.
Yeah, this is our 3rd night in a row seeing each other.
Really? I'm not even keeping count, but that's crazy. Really?
Yeah. Because,
oh, my God, we did go out last night. Holy crap. Our boy Eric was in town.
Yeah, Eric.
So shout out to him. He's visiting from San Fran. He's been on the podcast a couple times, so that was fun to see him and the crew. But yeah, I mean, we did a lot, I guess, in the last week. We might as well get into some quick hits. Yeah. That felt good. I don't know.
Yeah. So our opening song was Mr. Blue Sky, but which is a cover done by Weezer, the one that we just played. Yeah. And so Weezer just released their Teal album that's all covers.
Yeah. And I think it all stems from we talked about it when they first dropped that Africa cover.
Yeah. So that was also on the album. Yeah.
So that I think kind of started the whole idea. I mean, it's always great to see with such a big band do covers, and they did them. They didn't what I would have maybe liked to see a little bit more is put their own spin on it, because they did the cover so well.
I thought it was decently their spin. I mean, it was their sound for sure.
I don't know, because they songs just for someone that does music, their sound and I do covers like that too sometimes, but they're just so I feel like they could have taken it in a more unique Weezer way as opposed to just completely covering them, because they sound so much like the originals.
Some of them do, but not.
Well, I mean, obviously, your No Scrubs is going to sound different,
didn't
because
really sound
that's
the
a
same.
hip hoppy song.
Yeah,
so those ones are going to sound different. But
people were kind of giving them a little bit of backlash, because they're like, "Yo, did you just whitewash no scrubs.
Why? What? I mean, they kept it even like talking about a guy, right?
Yeah, but I mean, people just were like, the sound is like so not like what TLC is, but like TLC was like whatever. Like Chili from TLC was like,
who the hell
this
would
is
hate
like
on
fun.
that?
This is what a lot of like actually like because other like radio stations and stuff that I listened to, like some of like the black guys that were on it were all like, this is trash.
Really? I mean, it's just fun.
So it's just like, I mean, I think it's
you
fun.
have your
It's,
original
like,
version.
for
Go
me,
listen to that if you want.
It's funny because it definitely sounds like super, like it's like, oh, it's white boys singing no scrubs, but it's funny to me. But like, I feel like that's the whole point of like these Weezer covers is like that they're fun and funny.
Speaking of covers, did you see that clip of Frank Ocean doing The Weeknd? Like, yeah, there's like a clip of him doing it, so people are expecting like this Weeknd cover. He posted it like on something. So, and the biggest part about it is that he kept like it talking about a guy. Like,
well, yeah, because
I'm just saying, like that, like everyone was just
Frank.
like, it was like, what are you gonna like? I was waiting for
Frank,
like,
my
is he gonna
boy.
is he gonna still say he? Is he still gonna say he? But he did. So
I
think Frank Ocean's gonna be coming with some new music.
Well, and
soon.
actually, supposedly Weezer's gonna drop like an actual real album. Not that this wasn't.
Well,
like,
that's a good promo for a new album coming out. So, what else we got for some quick?
So
hits?
my girl Cardi B, she has confirmed that she has a residency in Vegas at one of their new casinos, the Palms, that will be happening in the spring. So like,
man, a lot of people are getting residencies out there.
Yeah, I think Drake is actually looking to have like a residency.
No, I think he locked it down.
Yeah, so like I think around the same time, and I think this is kind of good that it's like these kinds of artists, because I feel like usually like you have like, I mean, Lady Gaga has her residency, you've had like Britney, you've had J-Lo, so now we're kind of getting more of like the R&B folks getting there.
Yeah, because when you think about people going and doing a residency, like that's great money. That's always going to be huge money, but that's almost like something you do later in your career when you have your whole catalog and you're like you don't have an audience, like because like people like Drake can sell out arenas still.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Well, people said that.
So they must be getting a lot of freaking money, both him and
yeah.
Cardi
Well,
B.
and like people, I guess people were bad talking Cardi, being like, okay, how can she get this residency? She only has one album, but like she just clapped back, being like, I bring the bitches in, like what she does. I'm like considering like going to Vegas. I have a friend that's moving there for a new job, so I'm like,
I'm sure people will go all the way to freaking London to go see the Spice Girls.
Oh yeah,
like,
dude,
you know,
I would. I've been thinking about that for sure. So
I mean, I mean that's pretty crazy. And Cardi B, like she already had like, I mean, how long would a set be? Like an hour tops. She has an album. We already know like 6 songs that she does,
and she has like a couple other EPs. But
yeah. But I mean, like, just to be able to party with them, like, pay money, like, they're gonna get.
It's
paid.
gonna be a good show. I mean, like, she has dancers, she dances. Like, it's gonna be a good show
for sure. And I think that she might be going back on tour and doing stuff. Or I was hearing some joint thing with her and Bruno Mars again.
I think so.
Like,
I think
was
they
it
might
an album.
Something I don't know.
Or they're going back on tour or something. But
yeah.
So that's cool. What else we got? We got some beef getting squashed.
So Kylie released her Valentine's Day, or like promoted her Valentine's Day lip kits.
Okay.
And one of them included a lip liner and a lip gloss that are named after Taylor Swift songs. They're named after Story of Us and Forever and Always. And if you know anything about the family, I mean, they've had some beef.
I mean, it starts all the way with Kanye stealing the mic from her.
It starts all the way back then, and then they did the video of, like, with Kanye's song, Famous, and then the whole
wax figures. They had like Taylor Swift naked in the video, and the wax figure.
I mean, it's talking about like how he would still have whatever.
Yeah.
All the beef, and like the phone call and everything. But this is like kind of like supposed to be like the last like little like dove of peace with them, because I mean, like Kim I think has come out saying like, I'm over it, it's done, like the beef's over, but now this is like kind of like, well, one of the sisters is publicly using her stuff in her brand. So
I was reading about how also I think Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift, like they were told like from the top something about with like E Entertainment owning this, or being a part of the same ownership of the company that Taylor Swift is under. So really, it's like literally bad business if like their two biggest like money people are like going at it and stuff. So they're like, guys, like professionally, like if you guys are really
Taylor
business
Swift
people, you guys need to squash this.
Is she with Columbia now? Records?
I don't know,
because she used to be she just dropped from being with Big Machine.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she
wasn't dropped, right? She like just left the label after.
Yeah, she left them. Yeah,
so
she dropped them, and they made her they made.
Yeah, that's interesting. We got some more Kardashian news.
So Kim is getting backlash for appropriating Black culture, like usual because so like in black hair culture, like there's this thing where they have their edges or like their little baby hairs that they usually like style down with like some sort of like pomade, mousse, different gels, things like that they'll like sometimes do in like the little squiggles and different stuff like that. That's like that's been coming more and more popular again as of late. And so Kim like posted a photo of one of her like little tendrils, like one of just like little hairs by her ear. She like squiggled it down and called it her edges, which like actually like there's evidence that back in the day, her and her sisters had surgery done to get rid of all their baby hairs, and that's like kind of why they have like these perfectly like symmetrical hairlines. And so like she's just like literally pulling these like little hairs just to make baby hairs, just like to continue her charade of like trying to be black.
Yeah. I really can't speak on it one way or another, but it's definitely an interesting
it's
thing.
like it's definitely per the branding of the Kardashian girls.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I don't know what to say, because like, I mean, really, to me it's just kind of crazy that they always it's always like they date black people, like,
yeah,
you know, isn't that,
I mean, because like,
and then like the trend continued with like the younger girls, like,
and I mean, and like the whole idea of like how they all have like big booties, or like how they like, you know, the ideal, like that's like something black women used to get made fun of all the time for having big booties.
Yeah.
Like that's why like Sir Mix-a-Lot came out with the song like, but
yeah.
don't
I like
lose
big
it.
butts.
Yeah, I like big butts because it was like during that time they were like, you know, be skinny, don't have a big ass.
Yeah. When the 10-year challenge was going around, everybody was like, how come Kylie hasn't dropped hers yet?
Yeah, because
that shit is scary.
Because like, yeah, because she doesn't look anything alike.
And I always see like memes of all of them. It's so funny. It's like next to each other, and they'll be like,
I think Courtney's the only one that looks like semi-similar to how, like,
no, not even anymore. Like, or Courtney, yeah, maybe.
Chloe doesn't look anything like her
Chloe.
old self.
But they'll be like, just guys, when you think that you're ugly, you're not ugly. You're just poor.
You're just poor. It's so true though. Like, you just don't have money to like get all the shit done.
Don't have money. Yeah. So if you got that money, you can look pretty, like me. Side money.
Side money.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's cool. What else we got?
So Aria Grande.
Whoa.
What's
Aria Grande, huh?
Ariana Grande. We talk about her so much you would think I would know how to say her name.
Yeah, wow. Holy cow, you really messed that one up for the video.
Yikes.
Yikes. All right, so
Niall DeMarco of America's Next Top Model fame, and he's also like known for being like he's deaf and he's a deaf activist and whatever. He did like a whole 7 Rings video done with in ASL, American Sign Language, with like his own like awesome, like I think mostly gay guy squad that like the whole video is the same. He even does like the whole like hands on his hands and knees, like how Ariana Grande is in the video, like kicking her legs back, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of funny, but it was cool just to like see that done, so like it's more accessible, like being able to see it signed.
Nah, I think that's a cool idea. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna run out to go like have to go watch it or anything like that.
No,
but I
but
think it's cool like to do, because like, have you been seeing these videos lately that have been like they're genius, but like they literally, some video director got like a whole bunch of goons, like all these black kids all together, like dressed up like ready for a rap video, but it'll be like to like
Justin
Shawn
Bieber
Mendes or
and stuff like that. Yes, I've seen these.
So
I think it
it's
was like they did Justin Bieber's like Baby, but they all were like still thugging while singing along to Baby, and I was like,
it's genius, dude. I love those videos.
Yeah.
But so it reminds me of that, like doing like your own version of a song and like doing it in the same vein as it, but it's like sign language all the whole time. That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's dope. I guess Ari got a new tattoo, huh?
Yeah, she did.
What was that?
In honor of 7 Rings, she got what she thought was a 7 Rings tattoo in Japanese, because like if you have watched the video, there's like the Japanese characters, whatever, and so like it's in kanji in Japanese. So like technically the one symbol it means 7 by itself, and the other symbol by itself means rings. But like how Japanese characters work is like together, those symbols mean small charcoal barbecue grill. So.
Wow.
So like even celebrities can fall trapped to like, you know, the Asian character tattoos that don't mean anything that you think they mean.
You know what, the whole thing about getting a tattoo in like another language, it's like the only reason why you're doing that is because it's so stupid to put it even in English. Like that should be a sign that you don't get that tattoo, right?
Why would she? I also
like you know, because she's like getting 7 rings on my like as a tattoo would be so lame. But I'm gonna get it in Asian.
But also,
writing.
but like they have the actual rings. Like, why does she need a tattoo too? Or if she was gonna do it, why wouldn't she just do like a little one of those like?
Because she's
rings?
dumb, V. She's freaking dumb. I don't know what to tell you. Like I've been wanting to say that for like 20 episodes now.
She is.
But yeah, so she's dumb. But as far as like Ari news though, I was just reading, which is going to be the biggest comeback of 2019. I'm telling you.
Okay.
When I say it, I'm saying it now. You know, Ariana Grande thought like "Thank You Next" was big.
Yeah.
But what is Pete Davidson gonna do?
Oh no.
Pete Davidson just teamed up with Judd Apatow to make a movie loosely based on like his actual life.
Oh wow.
So I'm sure we're gonna see like
some
Ariana Grande,
like,
Pete Davidson drama happen
yes.
in a Judd Apatow movie, like some Seth Rogen type shit. Like it's gonna be sick. Like it's gonna be like Knocked Up or Super Bad.
This
or
is
like,
gonna be wild.
Yes.
What is it gonna be called?
I don't think they literally just started
But what
like
would you
talking
think
about
it would be called?
It would probably be called Dumbass Tattoo or something like that. I don't know.
Bunny tattoo.
Yeah. Or it'd be funny if it was like if it was just called Next or something like that. That'd be
next.
cool. Like or thank you or something like that. It'd be like you're welcome or something like that. That'd be
You're
funny.
welcome.
Yeah.
Wait, that would be funny if it was "You're welcome."
Yeah.
That'd be really good.
I don't know. I just came out of my ass. So
anyways, should
yes.
we move along to the yikes moment?
Yeah, let's go to the yikes moment. What was your yikes moment of the week? What really made you go yikes? Oh, that was good.
So, if you guys know, there's like a polar vortex in most of the United States right now.
I don't know what is that?
So like even how like in Atlanta it got kind of cold and like we had the threat of snow that never happened.
Yeah. Okay. What was that about?
It was bullshit.
It was the most beautiful day I've seen in
Yeah,
Atlanta. That's why I don't believe in weather. I swear to God. I preach it all day long like weather is not a real thing.
But in actual like cold places, like in most of the Midwest and even up into the Northeast, like today back home, like in Chicagoland, it is -20 and then with wind chill it's -56.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so like it's crazy. Like my mom was telling me how like the wind, it was howling. She's like, it's nuts. Like it's crazy. But the president of the United States, Donald Trump, he tweeted, "In the beautiful Midwest, wind chill temperatures are reaching -60 degrees, the coldest ever recorded. In coming days, expected to get even colder. People can't last outside even for minutes. What the hell is going on with global warming? Please come back fast. We need you."
Yikes. What the heck?
Okay, so first of all,
wouldn't this be happening because of global warming?
Thank you. So
Okay.
technically, global.
See, I don't know much about it, but I think
climate
that's
change and weather are like he's equating like, well, so global warming means that it's always hot. That means the weather's always hot. No. Global warming is like the actual temperature of the earth is continuing to warm up. Like that is why like ice caps are melting. That's why sea levels are rising. That's why different parts of like countries and shit are shifting ways that they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because of the pollution like we're putting into the air that's making like it more and more of a greenhouse in the entire earth. Okay, which that kind of stuff also like creates different like wind and pressure patterns that probably wouldn't happen.
Shifts, just a bunch of shifts.
That's why
in
we've
weather.
seen like crazy hot summers and crazy polar vortexes for the past 5 years.
Trump's just trolling your ass, right?
Well, no, he's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's true. But definitely trolling. That's like a troll.
So like just a major yikes moment that the person that's in charge of our country doesn't understand how science works.
Yeah.
Nor someone who
he's got people for that though.
Yeah, but like it's for someone who like goes on and on about how he's like global warming isn't a real thing, and then in these times he's all like, well, where is it?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yikes.
Yikes indeed.
You were just talking about Chicago. Why don't we kind of pivot into our main topic, which is kind of a more serious topic.
Yeah.
I wish we could always have fun and stuff, but I think this is definitely something that is huge right now in the news, and why don't you take it away?
Sure. So in Chicago this past Monday, Jussie Smollett, one of the stars of the the Fox show Empire. It's filmed mostly in Chicago. That's why he's there.
Yeah.
He was attacked by a couple of people. They haven't been figured out who or anything yet, that had been yelling. He's a gay black man. They had been yelling homophobic and racist slurs at him to get his attention.
Well, also not just that he's a gay black man, like he plays a gay black man on
TV.
Empire.
Yeah,
you know?
so he's like, yeah.
It's out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even though, like, you know, I don't know him like or as an actor too much about his background or whatever. Like, I didn't even assume he was gay in real life just because people play gay people on TV all the time. So I didn't even know that about him. But yeah, so he ended up like, I think he like was out at like 2 a.m. in the morning trying to get some food from like Subway or something like that.
And then just trying to live his life.
And then some people in like ski masks like yelled like, "Yo, you're that like derogatory thing," and from Empire, and they I think what did they end up doing?
They like supposedly like poured some like unknown chemical on him.
It was like bleach, I heard.
Something, and then they also like put a rope around his neck. But then like they like didn't do anything more. But by the time that like they like I think people were around and they ran away.
So this was like just done in the public, like outside?
Yeah, and like then he took himself, Jussie did, he took himself to, he must have been right by Northwestern or wherever, Northwestern Hospital, because that's where he ended up going.
Yeah.
So he must have been like more in like closer to Evanston, but or northish. But yeah, so he ended up.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, I mean that's I wouldn't, out of all the places, I wouldn't think Chicago would be the place that happened. Just because of how many black people are there, and you know the violence and all that stuff. Like some white kids in some MAGA hats or something like that, like are running around terrorizing black people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like, I guess where it gets like kind of tricky because, I mean, I thought of just even back to our discussion on Kevin Hart's old tweets about like what he had said about, you know, he made the joke about beating, if he had a son he would beat him if he was gay, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I just think it's interesting because like even though like that was a joke, and I actually like one of the podcasts that I listened to, like one of the girls on is a comedian, she made like this whole point about like how like, you know, they're not like, someone on their podcast made like a miscarriage joke, and like she's like, we obviously don't think this is funny, but this was a joke, blah 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 blah. Like there's only very specific things that I'm not gonna ever make jokes about. Like for her it's rape. She's like, rape's never funny. Like it's just like
it's just it's all like it's situational, and like, you know, sometimes you can laugh about death or murder, and like it's like, you know,
but like
I mean, I've heard the conversations of like, can there be funny rape jokes? Like I think there can be.
I don't think so.
I think there can be. I love how we always get into comedy discussions, but the funniest jokes come from the darkest people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in the darkest places. And you expect it just to like, to get like these funny ones out of there, but you don't want to talk about something like.
Yeah, but I just feel like rape is a whole different thing. Like, I just think it's not funny because like for joking and like kind of what
but
I'm
who's to say? Like, what if a person that got raped wants to joke about it?
But like, okay, I guess that would be different. But I think for me, when it comes to these different things, like even with this, like the whole idea of like how that was made a joke and like how it like has been made a joke and like that just like persists in people's minds, that like that's why like this like it begets violence. Like so it's like people think this is okay to do because like it's been a funny joke for a while, that it's a funny joke to like, you know, make fun of gay people, make fun of like especially black gay people because like they're like a very super stigmatized.
I think it's just
group.
a matter of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And yeah, you can say like you should be allowed to walk around and blah blah blah, but like it is 2 a.m. in the morning and like there's nothing like your parents say.
I hadn't read that it was 2 a.m.
Like
but.
I think it was, and so like, you know, like your parents always said like there's nothing good like past this time. Like that's almost always true. Like, you know, more bad stuff will happen at night. Not saying that he deserves that or anything, but it's like I walk to get pizza after this every time. Every time I go under the impression, I bring a knife because I go under the impression that someone's going to like try to rape me or something, like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know, like you just assume that because it's dark and there's a bunch of bums out there and shit. Like that's why it's like I'm like risking my shit to go get this pizza, you know, every week and stuff. But I know that, and I'm not saying that like, you know, I'm just saying that I think my point I'm getting to is that there's I think there's less people that think about people like gay people and stuff like that nowadays than there used to be. So that's why this like situation is so shocking. It's like, what do you have against him because he's black and gay? Like, is it because he was gay, or was it because they're black? Or are you just looking, or two people just looking for trouble?
Well,
like,
yeah,
you know,
well,
like he
then,
might not even been like.
And it doesn't help that like our country has been able to live under this administration that we're currently in, that
because like to have, well, I mean,
promotes
to have like
this kind of thing. Like, I mean, our vice president thinks that people like gay people should go through conversion therapy.
yeah,
so.
that's crazy. So like, you know, that's true that we have people running the country that think like that. But you know, these people had the hats, they had the masks, they had some type of rope, they had some
Which
type
is
of
like,
bleach.
I
Like, you know, they were going around looking.
It's like a modern day lynching of sorts, which is just like even more backwards and messed up. It's just like continuing the idea that like these people are,
it's like Emmett Till or something like that. Like,
lesser.
You know,
And it's just like, it's crazy that we've gotten to this point where like a famous person who like, you know,
but that's what I'm saying though. It's like wrong place, right time. I don't think he was targeted because he was a famous person. I think he was walking down the street at 2 a.m. and two people looking for trouble came across him, and then they realized that he was a star, and that would like probably
I feel
propelled
like it's
it.
a little bit more premeditated than that.
Oh, I'm not saying. That's why I was saying that it was definitely premeditated with the items that they had on them. I just don't think it was. I don't know. I didn't read too much in the story. I can't say that it was premeditated on that specific victim. I think they were going out to go cause trouble, and he was out at like 2 a.m. and
I disagree. I think they knew. I think for this kind of situation, they knew kind of like whereabouts he probably stays.
How could they? I mean,
People
at 2
it's
a.m.
so
they
easy-
knew he was gonna go get Subway. Come on, V.
I don't know if it's 2 a.m. I never have read that it was 2 a.m. So
I'm gonna look it up right now because if you think it's happened at 10 a.m., then that's crazy.
no, I mean no.
I'll look it up. Just keep talking.
But I mean, I just don't think like, you know, I can't like you saying that, you know, it's on him because it was like whatever time, wrong place, wrong time. I think
No,
it's
I'm
like,
not saying it's on him.
yeah, but
I'm
like
saying
that
that
also sounds
like
kind of like victim blaming, and like that's not okay.
It's not. But if I were to get hurt, like out there, I would know. Like I'm like shit. I shouldn't. I knew this was gonna happen. Like, you know, walking out late. Like it's inevitable. Like there's trouble out there. Like at late at night. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. Especially if it was late at night. That like I'm not trying to say that it's any his fault or anything like that. But going out late at night, you're putting yourself in a predicament of like other bad stuff happening. I feel like, and that's just not just him.
But I also
that's
just
me.
think,
That's
like,
you. Like
I
girls
feel,
going out at night.
yeah.
Like, you know.
I don't.
Something's going to happen. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to walk down the street. I'm not saying.
I mean,
like,
I should. I mean, that's the problem, is that we live in a society that like it's not okay, that people are gonna still think.
I mean, have you been watching the Ted Bundy documentary?
Yes,
like,
I
there's
have.
psycho people out there all the time. It doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter how much technology we have. You're asking for trouble if you're out late at night underneath the darkness, where like creeps will come out and do what they do when they can't do it in the light. That's all I'm saying. I'm not victim blaming anybody, V. I'm just saying that like at 2 a.m. in the morning, I'm thinking if I'm walking to Subway, I better really be hungry, because like somebody's gonna jump me and try to rob me or hurt me or something like that. And that's all, like, you know, I was trying to say with that point of being out late. So there's no victim shaming here. That guy went through some shit that like no one should ever have to go through. And that's my biggest like the issue with it. Like, I'm like, yo, like people, you know, are out at night looking for that, because you know, you don't see people out in ski masks like during the day, like trying to hurt
but
people.
like people are empowered to think that the way that they were for this situation because of just, you know, different things that have been permeating in culture as of late. Like just like, I mean, the different things that different folks on the right just continually say in the media, like how, you know, gay people aren't right, or like whatever, or like black, just like the different racist shit that goes around, the different like, and like it's just honestly like black gay, like black LGBTQ, or like queer people of color is like a nice good umbrella term from all of them, is they are like probably the most marginalized group of all, because like
when it comes to you know, homosexuality, even mental illness,
yeah, it comes to
stuff.
like, I mean, yes, like honest, I mean, like black, like there's plenty of quotes talking about how like black women or like queer people of color, like whatever, like some of like the most marginalized groups, because like they have like so many different like systematic oppression things against them that they're just going to be held down. So it's like it's interesting to see, like, there's obviously been a whole bunch of folks in the, like, LGBTQ celebrity community and Black community, like, celebrities and things like that have all been, you know, showing their support for him and whatever. So it's, like, gonna be, like, I feel like...
I can't find any times. It just says early Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it was late.
Yeah.
Like on Tuesday or something. But I mean, my whole thing is I didn't read too much into it, so I don't know if he was targeted or if it was like a random.
I mean, they haven't found the attackers yet, so we can't be for sure. But I mean, I just have a hard time believing that it's just like random, like just like it's by chance that they're like bloop bloop bloop, like we're gonna like do like something. It's just like the way that they attacked him and things like that seem a little bit more.
Actually, damn. Now that I'm looking at this a little bit more, it's saying it was 2 a.m. It says he left a sandwich shop at 2 a.m. and was attacked shortly after that. But cops arrived at like 2:45. Fox offered Empire actor a 24-hour security team after he received a homophobic and threatening letter last week, but he refused it. Whoa. I mean, that's a lot. That got a lot darker. So I'll take back my late at night thing. Yeah. But still, like that has nothing to do with like being gay or being Black. Like just being out at night. Like there's nothing good out there for us. So, but yeah, this sounds crazy. If he was getting threats,
like and that's the thing. Like he's getting threats, like
death threats
for being who he is in a like it's 2019. Like nobody should be getting death threats over like anything that is a part of their identity. That isn't hurting anybody. Is he hurting anybody? No.
He's actually helping people.
No, exactly. He's like he's like a huge advocate for LGBTQ folks, and he's like done a lot in the community, raised a lot of money for different things, and like promoted a lot of different like very important topics like as his character on the show. And then like
besides that, he's just freaking talented. Like,
he is. He's a very incredible singer.
Actor,
obviously. Yeah.
So,
but
it's really sad. I like, as someone that feels a lot more comfortable being a different race in today's world, like those type of things are scary because like being young, those were the things I was really scared about. You know, someone hurting you for no reason,
just like because you're a different color.
Exactly. Like it's like, and the worst part, it's like, I like these people. Like I wanted them to like me and stuff. So it's like it's just like that's the darkest part of it is like, you know, he doesn't even have like that much ill will towards someone, but those people just like spending their life hating him. Like what?
For like no reason. It just makes no sense to me.
So damn. So yeah, that was like our main topic. I guess we can kind of pivot to some lighter news and
The Bachelor.
Yeah, we'll get in some Bachelor. We got to watch Bachelor this week, and I thought it was a pretty entertaining episode.
It was a pretty good episode. So we're on week 4. I was like re-listening to last week's episode, and I think it's funny because you keep calling Hannah B Lauren.
Do I?
Yeah, you do, because she looks like any other blonde girl.
Yeah, well, did I
really? Yeah.
I keep calling her Lauren B, I think. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because she's Hannah B.
Well, it's hard. I can't like. I don't know. I do have a problem with shows because I watch shows so much. Like I'll be in like the 5th season of a show, like of Walking Dead. I'm in like 8 seasons, and I'm still like, what the hell is that bitch's name? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't remember people's names. I'm just like, the black guy, the white guy. Like, that's just me. But
I just like remember names.
With Bachelor, it's hard to do because like the white girl,
they all look the same. But yeah, so they headed to Singapore, which is like the first time ever in the show's history. Also, like everybody, like all the past people on The Bachelor have been like, being like, yeah, well, the first time I left the mansion, we went to like Pennsylvania or like
I
whatever.
thought they were gonna do that to them, like pull some like New Jersey, Staten Island,
literally, because like they go pretty much like they do like a quick little hop usually right after leaving the mansion, but nope, like they went all the way to Singapore.
Hell yeah.
So they started off with a one-on-one with Taisha.
Yeah. Who another dark horse, isn't it full of dark horses this season because and that's not like supposed to be racist or anything. But she is beautiful.
She's black.
Yeah, no, she's beautiful though. Like, and
I didn't recognize her. Had a lot of screen time.
I'm like, where did this girl come from? Literally. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of her. She's in my top 5. I know I say that about like all the girls.
Every girl. But they went bungee jumping.
Yeah.
And like
I thought she was gonna bail on his ass.
I thought she was gonna bail, even especially after she sees him bungee jump and he like squealed. She's like, like, oh my God, he sounded like a little girl. And I
I've
was
said
like,
my
damn,
fear about those
savage.
bungee jumps, right? Like I'm always scared that like I'm gonna go down and then back up, and then the rope is gonna swing around my neck, and then I'm gonna hang myself. Like that's what that's why I don't want to bungee jump. Every time I say that to her, she reacts like that. You don't think that could happen?
No, I know, but it's horrifying.
I'm just saying. There's the Final Fantasy, or what? Is it Final
Fantasy?
It's Final Fantasy. Final Destination. Damn. But yeah, no. I mean, that's what I think about when I see those bungee things. So I saw Colton, I was like, dude, is this a season finale? Are they gonna need like an understudy Bachelor? Because I'm right here.
But yeah, and then she confessed, I guess, about how she's already been married and divorced, and like I was like, what? How old is she? Like that's, but whatever. So they seem to be bonding heavy, and I saw like in the previews like a lot more time with her. So I was like,
she's cute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Colton.
And you know, when you have an opportunity like that to like actually date a girl outside of like in a different race, like I'm sure Colton hasn't dated like a black girl before.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's like really exciting that like there's an like when you're in that opportunity, there's an opportunity to like be able to date outside and like see that holy cow, there's like some really cool girls that are not white.
Yeah, I think he comes from a decently conservative family, so. But yeah.
Well, I mean, he did mention his parents are divorced this episode, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's move along next.
So then they had a group date, which in the markets of Singapore, and like Demi made sure Demi was doing her power moves.
Yeah.
She like hopped on him first and had him piggyback her throughout the rest of the date.
Good move.
And then like had them do their own little like street sketches together and like whatever.
Demi is my favorite of this season.
I think she's a little bit annoying. She does have some good power moves. I get how she's trying to play the game, but she drives me nuts. Just because like she does look like a Bratz doll, and like she just looks like a little.
I feel like you're hating.
She just looks like a little Bratz doll.
No, I feel like. I mean,
if she
I
likes,
just have to sit here to defend her so hard on episodes.
If she likes Colton, I don't give a shit. Colton's boring as fuck. So like,
I'm just saying, like,
if that's the hill she wants to die on, die all you want, girl.
Oh no,
like,
the girl that's from Atlanta that ends up going home. Like what I was trying to say is that like she's trying to give her real advice, and everyone's just like.
She didn't give her real advice in a good way. I'll be real. Her tone and the way that she was like giving advice is obviously it was not good.
Because she's getting like approached by this girl negatively. Like, you know, she's trying to be like, dude, why are you worried about me? You should be worried about Colton.
Yeah.
I mean, how nice do you have to be? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to let someone know.
Understandable, but like also
people just
like,
keep digging themselves in a bigger hole.
But then Demi called Courtney the cancer of the house, which like is going much too far.
I mean,
she's not a cancer to the house. She's not.
No, she's not anymore. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and so also on the date, some fortune teller told Cassie and Colton that Cassie was Colton's sister in a former life. And then they're making out hardcore like maybe minutes later. And he's all like, that's not how the sister kisses. And I was like, what?
No. He immediately said it. And while we were all reacting, he's all like, wow, this got creepy quick or something like that.
Incest is like not okay.
No,
Say
also
no
like
to
that's not
incest.
even. It's like, no, I see what he was trying to do, be funny, but that's just a sick, funny joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? That would be assuming that you know.
Like.
That would be assuming you know what like kissing a sister is like.
Yeah, what?
That's not like kissing your sister.
Yeah. And then,
oh wow.
And part of this date, they also had leeches, which like I don't know, like, and they had to eat all this crazy food. Like this was just like
Lauren B was like, or Hannah B was like, look, she followed me here.
Yeah, about Kaylin, because actually I have to give it to Chris Harrison deserves a raise because at the beginning of the episode
that was weird.
At the beginning of the episode, he's like, you know, talking to the girls, being all like, oh, how are things? And he's like, hey, like, Kaylin, how do you feel things are? And he's talking to Hannah B, and like they're the beauty queen B first.
She's like, well, I'm Hannah. Kaylin's over there.
Yeah, and he was like, oh
no,
like, come on, you knew what you were doing.
You know why he got a raise is because he was probably like, all right, I'm not coming back for the Bachelorette season if you guys put that in the show. And then they were like, all right, Chris, we're gonna give you 2 months of salary just so you can put that in. He's like, okay, I'll do it. He's like, we'll put cheese in your trailer. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, and so
that was awesome though.
That was great. And then
do you think that was like a mistake on Chris' part?
I feel like no.
I think it was.
He's too calculated.
No. I think he was like he was.
Or
he
maybe
knew
he's
what
just
was
gone face blind at this point. He's just like,
if
oh,
they wrote
these bitches.
that is genius. I just have to say, like, their team is amazing if that's
Well,
written.
yeah.
Because like I feel like that's definitely something they
So
like stitched
good.
together.
So
but,
funny. But yeah, so then the final date of the episode was a one-on-one with Kaylin, and they went shopping, which like every girl's dream. Except Colton has awful taste.
and they knew what they were doing this whole episode. They're trying to make them like get in a fight. But the twist of this episode was way different. Like it wasn't what I expected. Like I don't think we're gonna still continue to see this huge drama.
This beauty queen. No, because it kind of like during the rose ceremony, they just talked and they're like, you know what, like I'm over this. Like this doesn't need, like, because they kind of, I feel like they could feel the pressure of like it becoming a thing in the house, and they're just like, I'm over it. Like let's put it past us. Like we're, you know.
Yeah. Well, I do have
people.
to say on that date though, like the shopping date, oh my God, Kaylin is so hot.
She had some really cute deep V dresses on, and I was like, yes, girl.
Oh my goodness. No, like I was just screaming at the screen. Like they're like if you remember Katie was like, shh. I'm like, they're not even saying anything. Shut up.
I know,
like,
all of us were like, oh my God, look at these outfits.
But yeah, no, that was when I was like realizing she has to be like the winner or the next Bachelorette.
She's up.
That just is what it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
She has to be the winner of the next.
Yeah, because
Bachelorette.
I think Becca got the like shopping spree date with Ari.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
And she almost.
But the shopping spree date is usually meant to make someone in the crew like. I don't think they specifically meant to do that with Becca, but they definitely knew what they were doing this episode.
Yeah, they're like, well, like, yeah, because like of course she.
Like girls were crying.
Yeah, but it's also like they share shit.
No, they don't.
They do.
Not
they
yet.
do.
No, they definitely don't. If I go there, I'm not gonna share my best stuff for you to see.
Oh,
like,
the guys definitely. All the guys have written about how they all.
No,
like,
the guys I could see them sharing stuff,
shit.
but I wouldn't. And secondly, I don't think like girls would do it. Like,
oh, the girls, some of them do because like they literally.
If Colton picks your ass and sends your ass home, and you wore my dress this week, I don't know what I'm gonna
I know
do.
the girls for sure share shit because I remember on Ari's season, I remember seeing Crystal in this like romper, and then actually what's her fetch? Baby Becca wear the same romper like 3 weeks later.
I don't know. I think that's dancing with the devil when you're in that game show.
Yeah.
Keep all your own stuff.
But I mean, I think after a while, because like they can only bring so much shit anyways, and like they all are teeny tiny, so they can all.
I mean,
like,
look at Robbie. He had like all that hairspray and bathing suits.
oh, for God.
But yeah, so I mean, the big news that came out of that after they, squashed the beef and stuff. Kaylin went out on the date with Colton, and definitely had a deep conversation with him, which was the curveball that I wasn't expecting.
So I guess like trigger warning.
Yeah.
She talks about how she and her friends were like kind of like violently sexually assaulted in college.
Kind of violently.
Well, it was violently.
They're trying to downplay it.
Sexually assaulted in college. In which like that's like a really big thing for her to admit, like, I mean, in general, or talk about in general, especially like on TV, and like that's good for her to like be able to get her story out there and like talk about it and whatever. And they made sure to put the like RAIN sexual assault hotline number after that scene. But what kind of got dicey about how this was handled, in my opinion, was how then Colton used it as a time to like kind of say that he has his own set of intimacy issues because his ex was sexually abused, which we all know what ex that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's Allie Raisman,
Mm-hmm.
Olympic gymnast and activist who helped take down Larry Nassar, who was a serial sexual abuser.
It was their coach or their
he was
physical?
one of their like trainers.
Okay.
Yeah. So he abused.
So
many-
what? So you're saying that he wasn't around her when she was going through like the
No. I'm saying that I don't really like that he. I mean, when him saying like I have an ex that was sexually abused, like we all know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really know if that was like his place super to say that. Also, like I just feel like it's a little iffy with him, like sort of like equating like I have like intimacy issues because Allie Raisman was sexually assaulted. Like
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
It's like sort of like it can be iffy. Like for me, that's kind of how it was equated.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it like that. I could see your perspective, I guess, but no. To me it was more like I was like I was taken aback because I wasn't expecting that.
I
Like,
wasn't
you go
expecting
into
it
we were
either.
all just like, wait, what
I
is
know.
going on right now? And it just kept getting like darker and darker.
Dark.
And I was
It was like a really horrifying
yeah,
story.
and I was just like, and to like, all right. So let me say a couple things. Like when she came back from the shopping date, it's just like I could feel like why the girls would be really upset. It's like this girl that's like perfect. She's winning competitions and like, she comes back with all these bad. It's like you're comparing yourself to like, and you're in the same competition. You're dating the same guy. You're like, damn, this girl is just so pretty and like so perfect. Like, how am I ever supposed to compete against this? And then comes the nighttime date, and for any group of guys, and she was making it sound like it was some like religious group or something that she was in. Like it was like a youth.
I think it was
religion
like,
thing or
like
something,
a youth group or something
something
and, like,
in
those
college
guys.
or something. But regardless, yeah. So they were all supposed to be stand-up people, like and obviously it's college. You're like partying and you're getting drunk, and the story was like multiple
They had
girls
been drugged.
were drugged or drinking the wine or whatever she was talking about.
Yeah, they had all been drugged.
One way or another, like she was making it sound like it was like in front of like a group full of people.
That
This
there was,
guy is
guys,
like lifting her dress
well,
while
yeah,
she's
that it
passed
was
out.
like multiple, like her and her friends, like the multiples of them, like in one room, like
Mm-hmm.
and these guys kind of like going in between them.
That's so sad. Like it's just like really, really sad.
It's awful, and it's sad that like that's like not the first time I've heard of like something like that happening to like people with.
I mean, you hear it on the news. You just don't expect to see it on like The Bachelor. And then, so my biggest thing was like, I don't care what anybody has to say about it or one way or another. Like that takes a lot of strength. I have secrets or I have things that like, I don't think I could, I don't know. It's just like, it's hard. And that takes someone that's like really brave and strong to like put themselves out there to kind of like, I don't know. I just don't know. I just think it's like...
It's a lot. Like, just as someone who, like, several of my friends have been through similar...
One of the things I said to you was, like, just imagine one of those guys that did that. And, like, no one got... I thought one person might have gotten in trouble in this whole situation or something like that. But, like, there was more. So, like, there's somebody watching her on TV right now, probably bragging about, like, whatever. But then, like, she drops that and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
That was me. Like I was there. I was a part of it. Like that's the sad part.
I would hope it would make them think differently about things. I would hope they would like, I don't know, become a better person or like try to do things, I mean, to like squash that kind of behavior in other people and in themselves moving forward. But I mean, you never know.
The worst part too was like that she had gone to a hospital and they turned her away.
Yes, which is illegal.
Yeah.
Like they turned her away, and so she had to go to a different one and do a rape kit. And at that time, it was like pretty inconclusive because like
wouldn't they have documentation of that?
What do you mean by that?
Like how do you get turned away like for that? Like what do you say?
I don't know.
Maybe she was like too drunk or something like that.
But like that.
But even then, that's where you go.
Still, yeah.
Wow, I don't know what to say. So that happened. A couple girls went home. The girl that was the cancer of the house, quote unquote,
Courtney.
Courtney,
and then also old Tracy with her crazy eyebrows.
Yeah. She was wearing all the Asian stuff. Or what was the one that went home that was wearing like the yellow Asian shirt or whatever?
I think that was Tracy.
Yeah. So I don't even know why she was still there. That was weird.
Yeah. They tried to make her and Demi have a beef for a while, and I think it wasn't working.
Yeah. I think they were trying because there was other girls that have gone home last week that were like should have stuck around, like to me. But yeah. So that was the episode. Was that pretty much it, right?
Yep.
We got through our Bachelor news. Damn. Okay. Let's go. What do we got for a slapper of the week? Actually, when we're talking about a slapper, I haven't been doing that because I've been on the weekends just like doing these videos and covers and stuff. So I try not to listen to any song besides the one I'm learning.
Because I get it.
So I've been really bad about checking out new music, but I will try to scan and like pull out some that I'm like, oh, like this is an artist I like. Let me try. This past week, there was a pretty big mashup of like two artists that I thought were pretty similar, like Troye Sivan and Lauv, if that's how you say it.
Yeah, it's like loud with a V, so Lauv.
Lauv. Cool. Lauv and Troye Sivan put out this song, and you know, the reason why I like Lauv is because like his first song is "I Like Me Better When I
love
With You."
that song so much.
And if you go check out on YouTube, he kind of has this like quick video of how he like made it, and it's really cool. I love that shit. So he's a producer too. He's making these songs, and this song sounds a lot like that vibe, and I'm pretty sure he must have produced it or something because it sounds a lot like the other one. So they dropped a song putting those two powerhouse singers together in one song. You know you're gonna like it. So the song's called "I'm So Tired."
I'm so tired.
Do you want to just get into it?
Yeah.
All right, let's just do it. Yeah, it's called "I'm So Tired" by Lauv and Troye Sivan. Let's go. Slapper.
Wanna go home, wanna go home.
Yeah, guys, that was our slapper of the week. "I'm So Tired" by Lauv and Troye Sivan. They got some hard names to say.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so tired of love songs. 'Cause I'm so sick of love songs. Yo, you can't just take Neo and not think I was gonna pick up on it. Yeah, but no, that was definitely a bop. That was definitely a slapper. So get that one. It's on Spotify. Yeah, do you got any shout outs?
I've shouted her out before, but I want to shout out my friend Maggie Chidester. She goes by Babe with a Book and a Beer
I love her.
On Instagram. She does great shit with
Babe in a Book and a Beer.
Yeah, Babe with a Book and a Beer.
Babe with a Book and a Beer.
Because she like reviews books and beers and usually pairs them and stuff.
She follows at the Future Bachelor on Instagram, which is cool.
She does. She's great, and she's always one for me. Like I have a lot of like the kind of stuff that we talk about here. I have those conversations with her and stuff as well. So it's always good to have someone to talk to about like different social justicey things.
Hopefully she doesn't kill me because I'm always like opposite of you. I'm not opposite of you. We just have discussions and like we get deep into them. And this, if you guys think this is just a podcast thing,
no, we fight all the time.
We're not fighting. Is it fighting?
We bicker.
We do bicker for sure. We bicker in public, and people are just like, "What's going on here?"
But like we're brother and sister.
It's like podcast bicker.
We're like brother and sister. Like,
if you don't listen to podcasts, you won't understand.
I bicker with my brothers all the time, like kind of over the same shit. So it's fine.
I just feel like you hate on my game.
Oh, I do, because like I do hate on your game. Your game is bad.
Come on. It's not bad. It's just different. What is bad about it? What's bad about my game?
Trying to coerce women into liking you by wearing them down?
No, it's subtle wearing down. It's worked in the past. Don't worry. So yeah, no, I don't like to be so forward, so I'll just like put like little subtle things, and you know, the wearing the down part is more of me being like, I'm not gonna like pursue so hard. I don't know. Maybe
but it's over a long period of time.
Yeah,
so like,
exactly. So it's pretty hard. Like I just take the hardest and put it over a long period of time. So it's only because like it's usually the other person has like a boyfriend or something.
Yeah. So my thing is like,
yeah, the girl like usually is like into someone else, so I have to try harder. Like I have to like wear them down.
Or you could just maybe like go to someone who does it already potentially.
You find me single people out here, V. There's everyone's in freaking relationships.
I'm not. There's plenty of people I know that are single.
Okay, well let's get a list going after the show.
Oh boy,
we'll start there. All right, my shout outs. I wanted to shout out my sister Puma. What up, Puma? Pamela just started getting into the printing game. When I say printing, she's got this thing like it's called a Cricut. Yeah, so it's got all these pieces like a printer. You get like an iron. You got like I don't know. There's probably more shit, but essentially she printed out this dope ass jacket I'm wearing right now. Show it to the people on YouTube. It says Future Bachelor Podcast. Now we both have things. And yeah, I might start like try to figure out how we can get a store set up. So if people want to buy stuff, like my sister will be making it and sending it out. So we'll figure it out. That'd be pretty dope. So future
just like
Bachelor
our little
hats
like personal sweatshop.
Hell yeah! I don't know. She's loving it. Like she wants
sweatshop.
Yeah,
LLC.
why not, Pama? She loves it. No, I'll give her like money and shit. Like you know what I'm saying. But
yeah, obviously, damn. Damn.
Yeah, we're gonna cover the price of the materials, then we're gonna make a profit. It's gonna be dope. Don't worry about it. Maybe it's something we do for our like hardcore listeners that are gonna get us when we start Patreon or something.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to shout her out. Thank you, Puma. I received it and I'm wearing it right now, and it's very dope. I got a lot of compliments on it. People want it. And then I also wanted to shout out my friend Rosie. Shout out to Rosie. It was her birthday this past Monday, and we went out to brunch. I forgot to say that in my past weekend, but it was really dope. Like, I just really, truly appreciate friends that, like, are good friends. Like, they just are positive. They, like, hear you out. They understand you. They love your differences, and they're inclusive, like, you know. And I got to meet her cousins, who are really dope, and we had a lot in common, and I got to see some people I haven't seen in a while. So I want to shout it out. I want to shout her out, and happy belated birthday. And with that being said, that's pretty much all my shout outs. So I think that's been our week in Future Bachelor. Pretty good week.
Good one.
Yeah. Do you have any parting words for our listeners or watchers or new watchers on YouTube?
Thank God we're pretty, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I thank God every day. So that's been our episode 45.
I think I have a face for radio, if you know what I mean.
Hey, for podcast for sure. Next week we got episode 46 coming. We're getting that much closer to our 50th episode, which is incredible to say, and I'm so proud to say.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna do some heavy stickering this next week over with the Super Bowl in town, and I hope you guys have a safe and fun weekend with Super Bowl. Make sure you're Ubering or got your designated driver. Make sure you're walking. Don't scooter and drive. Wear a helmet, and
don't scooter and drive. That'd be kind of hard to scooter and drive.
Just be safe, you know, in all aspects of your life.
And for those of you listening out in those cold areas, like, I don't know, like, don't go outside for a long period of time.
It's a saying that they were calling it Firefest ATL because of how, or like the no-pocalypse.
Oh my God.
There's nothing happening. It was literally so beautiful yesterday. I took the day to work at home day, but
all it did was rain, and then it stopped, and then the sun shone.
I literally put my plants by the window because it was so nice and sunny at some point. So, all right, guys. Well, with that being said, this has been our episode of Future Bachelor. We'll see you next week, and we love you. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And we'll see you next week, all right? Deuces.
Bye.
Future Bachelor Podcast.